Hi, Gail Torito here, TFS Advisors. Today we're going to talk about risk. Risk is everywhere after all, and there's lots of risks that we assume every day. For example, I assumed a risk that when I bought this shirt, my wife wouldn't like it, and turns out she doesn't, but I do. So that's all right. Risks that are everywhere include anything from inflation, the markets, health conditions, taxes, who's going to win the election. There's all kinds of risks out there that we really don't have a lot of say over. But when we think about it, the risks out there are a lot about how we respond to that risk too. So for example, I had a conversation with somebody recently. We were talking about the risk that how they felt about their house price when the market dropped in 2008. Did it make them nervous? And how did they feel about it? And they said, yeah, the price dropped a lot. And I said, well, what would that make you think? And they said, well, we weren't too worried about it. Why is that? Well, we weren't going to sell it. Why aren't you going to sell it? Because we chose not to sell it. Our portfolios can be a lot like that. But let's talk about portfolios for a second. If we want to take no risk, then maybe we want to have full FDIC insurance, for example, on the money we have invested. And the risk we take there is a risk you may not always see, and that is the risk that inflation is going to eat away at the purchasing power. And that risk is real, even though you don't always see it right away. There are risks that we might want to insure against. So, for example, we have car insurance and house insurance and all kinds of things like that to transfer some of the risk. Now, those all have deductibles, and those deductibles are the portion that we retain in that risk. So if we think about and try to focus on things that we can't control too much, it'll make us nuts. So what we want to make sure that we do is focus on those things that we can control, not overly worry about the things that we can't control, and continue to focus on the good that's out there instead of the bad, and we'll see more of the good. Think about it. When was the last time you thought about a red truck, for example, and all of a sudden all you see is red trucks? So stay safe, take risks that make sense, recognize they're all around you, but that's okay, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.